Surf and Serve was created basically to give folks in the United States and beyond an opportunity to get out of their environment and come to a place like Nicaragua and have a transformation. I like to call it on-the-court personal development. When you come to this neighborhood here in Managua, Nicaragua, it's a bit shocking at first. There's a shock factor. As we drive in on this dirt road, there is this garbage dump. And the garbage dump is on fire, people are burning their garbage, and then you start to see people digging through the garbage. Young kids from 5, 6 years old all the way up and people to their mid-30s and 40s. And Nicaragua is the second poorest country in this hemisphere, second only to Haiti. So there's extreme poverty here. And when you're pulling in on this dirt road, there's this shock factor like, wow, I have it made. I have no problems. When you see these folks digging through the garbage and they're filthy and maybe they haven't eaten that day, maybe that week, and they haven't showered, they don't have the basic necessities that we just take for granted. That's the first thing that comes into your mind, like, wow, where am I? It's like you're on another planet. And so, I've invested a lot of money and time and energy in personal development programs, and I love them. I think they're all of value. One of the challenges is oftentimes they're about making money, which is important. It's important to be able to be a contribution in our culture and our economy. But what if for a short while we put that aside and we actually thought about how could we live a bigger, better life? Like, what if you discovered an extraordinary life by serving other people through service? Our mission is really twofold. One is we want to build a home, a shelter, because some of these folks will have families of 10, 15 crammed into a 10 by 10 shack. So when we show up, we buy from local vendors, we use local labor, so us showing up contributes to the economy. We actually create an economic boom for that short period of time that we're there. When we first arrive on the location, they've chosen the plots of land, they've chosen the families that will get the house, but when we show up, there's nothing there but concrete, cinder blocks, wood, nails, and if we're lucky, a hammer and a saw. And then we build the home. It takes us about 2 to 3 days to go from nothing, just a plot of land, to a home. It's typically around a 10 by 10 home that gives these folks shelter. We do a lot of work while we're there. One of the things we do with the Surf and Serve trip is we set up a feeding station the days we're in the neighborhood. And it's fascinating, it's children, probably from the ages of 4 all the way up to the teenage years, and they all get a hot meal. And we are just servants. We are there to contribute. So we have cooks that cook up the rice and the chicken and the beans and the salad and the drink, and then we just serve it as if we're these young kids waiters. And it's a really beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful opportunity for us to just put ourselves aside and just be servants and contribute. And the kids are just great. They're so thankful. They're so happy. And there is nothing better, as far as I'm concerned, than the smile on a child's face when you hand them that plate of food or when you hand them that drink. Now here's the biggest challenge with a neighborhood like this. There's almost no economy, or there really is no economy. And so these people rely on outside help. And that outside help comes in the form of different churches, different charities, and organizations like Surf and Serve.
Okay, so what we're doing here right now, we're still in Tipitapa, which is a neighborhood outside of Managua, Nicaragua, and we're distributing these tickets. And these tickets, we're going from home to home, and these tickets represent about a week to 2 weeks, maybe a month's worth of food for each family. So we're distributing these now, and then we're going to hand out the food at the Baptist church up the street in about a couple hours or so. So what we're doing now, if you just want to get a look at the streets and the children and everything around here, we're going from house to hand these out. That's what we're doing right now. So we've already built 2 homes. Now we're going to distribute distribute some food. We're going to also serve some children some lunch today, and then we're going to hand out the food later on this afternoon. So that's the service part of the Surf and Serve that we're doing here. And if you want to take a look just at the streets here, this is what this is the neighborhood we're serving. And yeah, so on to the next house. So if you want to follow me. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Este es un etiquete para comida a las 2 hoy a la Iglesia Bautista. ¿Ok? Hoy a las 2. A las 2, hoy. Ok, perfecto. Gracias.
It's fascinating to watch the individuals that participate transform. It often happens on the first day or even the first moment when we pull into the neighborhood. But everyone comes with their own story and they leave with their own story. And it's very powerful to watch the transformations happen.
I, like anybody, I had no idea what to expect from this. I had certainly never been on an adventure like this. So I was very aware from the beginning when we drove into Tippy Tapa. We're on a landfill, and these people, just like the garbage that was around them, they're essentially discarded by everybody. And as we drove by, they recognized our van and they looked up to us and they smiled. And they had hope in their eyes, and I just realized right away that we represented hope to them, and we represented love to them. It really felt like this community of people just wanted to be loved, and I knew right away it was going to be a really powerful experience from that moment.
One of the best parts of the trip was I don't speak Spanish, my daughter barely speaks Spanish, and the locals in these impoverished areas spoke Spanish. And to watch my daughter bonding with other kids her age, complete language barrier, but watching them holding hands and playing together and connecting and seeing the light in the eyes of the little girls that live there, seeing hope in my daughter, and having my daughter give back that love and attention, and I could see her changing her perception of things. And it was pretty amazing.
When I got here and I was building houses, my brain just like rebooted to something, and I was thinking to myself, this isn't so bad after all. Like, this is really nice, and I'm helping families, and this is really like good to be here.
The thing that really swept me off my feet, that really stole my heart, was being around the children. You know, they're just children like any children anywhere in the world, with not the burdens of the world on them yet. And as I went home that evening and reflected back and thought about my children and my grandchildren and the dreams and hopes and aspirations that any parent or grandparent would have, you know, the hopes and dreams are just unlimited. The sky's the limit, as we say, and it's true. And so for these parents and grandparents and looking at their children and their hopes and dreams and aspirations is that their child or grandchild would simply make it through the day.
Like, I can't wait to go back and follow that family and see how what we've done continues to impact them. It's just amazing to be a part of it and actually impact these people's lives.
It's about awakening an aspect of your consciousness through service, right? And there's no other way to do that than what we're doing here.
So the great thing is with Surf and Serve, our purpose is to make a major impact, not only in the community that we serve, but also in each individual. So one of the things we do is we take reflection time. We make our way to an extraordinary resort on the coast, and where we can be in nature, we can have deep discussions where the transformation continues, and we can also, of course, participate in some of the adventure activities like surfing, horseback riding, zip lining, hiking, volcano hiking, all these different things. So part of the Surf and Serve adventure is to make an impact, transform the folks who come with us, as well as enjoy the local environment. We promise and we know here at Surf and Serve is that if you book that ticket, both the plane ticket and the ticket to come, you will transform. You will have a radically awesome experience. You will come away different. You will not go home the same person you came with. You will change.